James Garner, born James Scott. Garner, on April 7, 1928, in Norman, Oklahoma, grew up during the Great Depression. His early years were shaped by hardship and resilience. His mother passed away when he was just 5 years old, and his father struggled to provide a stable home for him and his siblings. As a result, James spent much of his childhood moving between relatives and working odd jobs to support himself. These early struggles instilled a strong work ethic and empathy, qualities that would later define both his personal and professional life. At the age of 16, Garner joined the Merchant Marine, and during the Korean War he served in the U.S. Army, where he earned 2 Purple Hearts. His military service, marked by discipline and courage, would later influence the integrity and humility he portrayed in his film and television roles. Transitioning to Hollywood and breakthrough role. After his military service, James Garner moved to Los Angeles, where he started out in various jobs, including modeling for print ads. His big break came in 1957 when he was cast as Brett Maverick in the hit TV series Maverick. The show, a blend of humor and Western adventure, turned Garner into an overnight star. Unlike the typical Western heroes of the time, Maverick was witty, resourceful, and reluctant to fight unless absolutely necessary, mirroring Garner's own laid-back and humorous personality. This departure from the conventional tough guy persona made Garner stand out, and it paved the way for a successful career in both television and film. His charm, calm demeanor, and natural charisma resonated with audiences, making him a beloved figure in Hollywood. Success in film and television. James Garner's career continued to flourish in the 1960s as he transitioned from television to films. He starred in a variety of genres, from romantic comedies like The Thrill of It All, 1963, and Move Over Darling, 1963, with Doris Day, to war epics like The Great Escape, 1963, where he held his own alongside Steve McQueen. Garner's relatable, everyman charm made him a favorite among audiences, while his subtle, emotional depth earned him critical acclaim. Throughout his career, he maintained a reputation for being grounded and humble, avoiding the typical Hollywood ego. Colleagues frequently praised his professionalism, kindness, and genuine character. Garner became known for bringing warmth and humanity to his roles, traits that made him a refreshing contrast to many of his contemporaries. The Rockford Files and Reinventing the TV Hero. In the 1970s, James Garner starred in one of television's most iconic detective shows, The Rockford Files. As Jim Rockford, a wisecracking private investigator, Garner reinvented the traditional TV hero. Rockford preferred to talk his way out of trouble rather than relying on violence, which made him more relatable and grounded than the typical action heroes of the time. The show's unique blend of humor, intelligence, and realism earned Garner an Emmy Award in 1977, cementing his place as one of television's great leading men. Despite the physical demands of the role, including performing many of his own stunts, Garner remained dedicated to his craft, rarely missing work even when suffering from chronic back pain. His commitment to his role and his professionalism continued to win him admiration from both fans and colleagues, marriage challenges, and commitment. Though James and Lois's marriage endured for nearly 58 years, it was not without its challenges. The couple experienced 2 periods of separation, one in 1970 and another in 1979, each lasting several months. During these times apart, Garner admitted that both he and Lois needed space to grow individually. However, their separation was never an indication of a broken bond. Garner explained that they always found their way back to each other. In 1981, they reunited, reaffirming their commitment to one another. Garner often spoke about marriage with a sense of humor and honesty, likening it to military service, a comparison that reflected his understanding of commitment. Despite the ups and downs, their enduring love story stood as a testament to their loyalty and devotion to each other. James Garner reflects on Randolph Scott. James Garner's reflections on Randolph Scott revealed an unexpected side of the legendary Western star. While Scott was already a well-established icon by the time Garner entered Hollywood, the two men crossed paths, and Garner developed a deep respect for him. He described Scott as one of the most private and misunderstood men in Hollywood. Scott's calm demeanor and dignified presence were qualities Garner admired, and he was struck by how Scott never needed to make grand gestures to command respect. Instead, his silent strength and authenticity were enough. Garner also noted that Scott was a man of few words, a characteristic that often led to rumors about his personal life. However, Garner dismissed much of the gossip, saying that Scott simply didn't play the Hollywood game and preferred to let his work speak for itself. Scott's professionalism and legacy. James Garner admired Randolph Scott not only for his strength of character, but also for his professionalism. On set, Scott was known for being punctual, prepared, and respectful to everyone, from the director to the crew. This consistency, Garner noted, was rare in Hollywood and reflected Scott's Southern upbringing, where manners and discipline were deeply ingrained. Garner also appreciated that Scott never sought attention for his personal life, instead focusing entirely on his work. Despite his stoic nature, Scott's characters often conveyed deep emotional depth, a quality that Garner saw as a reflection of Scott's authenticity. Garner believed that Scott's quiet, disciplined approach to acting set the standard for what it meant to be a leading man, and he credited him with influencing generations of actors who followed. The stoic cowboy, Scott's influence on Garner. James Garner also noted that while Randolph Scott's characters were often stoic and emotionally distant, this was a reflection of who he was as a person. Scott wasn't the type to engage in deep emotional conversations, and he didn't wear his feelings on his sleeve. Yet Garner didn't see this as a flaw. He admired Scott's authenticity and the fact that he didn't pretend to be something he wasn't just to please others. To Garner, this was what made Scott's characters so compelling. They weren't exaggerated or overtly emotional. They were steady, reliable, and true to themselves. Scott's quiet strength became a model for the type of masculinity that Garner admired and tried to embody in his own life and career. For Garner, Scott's legacy wasn't about the loudest or flashiest performances, but about integrity and authenticity. The end of an era. James Garner's passing. James Garner passed away on July 19, 2014 at the age of 86. Just days before what would have been his 58th wedding anniversary with Lois. His death marked the end of an era for Hollywood, as he was remembered not only for his iconic roles in television and film, but also for the deep love and commitment he shared with his wife. The timing of his passing added a layer of poignancy, as it underscored the strength of their nearly 6-decade-long marriage. Garner's death left a void that Lois, who had been his steadfast partner and caregiver in his later years, would carry with her for the rest of her life. Though Lois lived for another 7 years, those who knew her said she never truly recovered from the loss of her beloved husband. Their love story remains a touching testament to the power of devotion and partnership.